my YouTube channel. I am back today with another video. Alright, so today, doing a mukbang. My mom cooks me some dinner, period. So I got some potatoes with some cheese and some parsley and all of that good stuff on it. Got some broccoli, y'all. Got some broccoli and I got some chicken strips, you know? So today's topic is basically, and you know, drink your water and mind your business. That's with every meal, period. So today's topic, it's basically going to be a story time. But, I'll give some advice on how I kind of backed away from the situation, and because I know a lot of people go through it. So my story time today is about my toxic relationship with my biological father. Sperm donor, all of that, whatever. Okay, so for most of my life, my father was in and out, like he was an alcoholic, he's abused drugs. So, all of these years, my mom has never, bashed my sperm donor to me. That just wasn't her thing. So, growing up, he was the best. I was like, because I wasn't a needy kid. I wasn't a materialistic kid. And money-wise, my mom had me, all of that. I was good. I was always fed. I always had a roof over my head. I always had clothes on my back. I was at school on time. I had a phone before probably most kids did. I was set as a kid. I was set. So it would have helped if he gave monetary wise, but it wasn't needed at all.
Period! What?
So for the past couple of years, I'll say probably starting my sophomore year, we started bumping heads a lot, and he would just be like, oh, it was just really because he would try to change my mind and say that my mom was using, okay, as you guys know, I have a little sister, so he would say that my mom was using the child support money that he was sending on other things besides me when it's just supposed to go to me. And if you know the definition of child support, that's when you support your household so that your child can live. Mind you guys, he barely could keep a job. He could barely keep a job, so what they were sending us was pennies, especially when I got to high school. So he would just try to say that my mom was used my child support money on other things and my little sister, and I'm like, well, even if she did, so what? At the end of the day, I still got a roof over my head, I still got clothes on my back, I still got sneakers, all of that. So what's the problem? So I would just hate that he would do that, and you guys know I'm always with my mother. I'm a mama's girl to the end. That's just never gonna change. So he would just we would go back and forth a lot on that because I don't appreciate that. Don't try to talk down on my mom when she was really the only one there taking care of me. So fast forward, every year around September, we would just bump heads. So each time, I'm the type of person, I'm a Leo, guys, in case you didn't know. So I'm not going to say I'm an introvert because I'm not. I'm actually really friendly. But when I feel as though I'm being treated a certain way, I retreat myself. I won't talk to you if you don't talk to me. So, like, this year, back in last year, actually, back in October, I was in college and I needed help with books and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Like, you don't even gotta help me with books. My mom got that. We could just rent it for cheap, and it is what it is. Like, but you can get my. He was like, well, what can I help with? I was like, you can get my hair and my nails done. One thing, he's unreliable. He's very unreliable. So he was supposed to send it. He was like, all right, I got you, I got you, I got you. Never got it. Didn't hear from him for a while. So then, yes, because this was in September, not November. This was in September. My aunt's birthday is in October. So she traveled, she lives in Florida, and he lives in Atlanta. So she went over there or whatever for her birthday, just to get away for a little bit. And she went live on Facebook or whatever. So, I joined the live because that's my aunt. I joined all her lives. Like, it is what it is. So I joined the live and she's like, hey Tati, hey auntie baby. So as soon as she said my name, he was like, oh, pause. Yeah, he's married to some fat pig looking lady. That's a whole nother story. So as soon as he like put his head down and started giggling, and then he was like, oh, please. I don't curse on my channel. So then his wife goes, so I'm like, what? Okay, so I feel as though I've always felt this way. She don't like me. I know she don't like me. So I don't like you. If you don't like me, I don't like you. I'm not gonna kiss your behind for us to have a relationship. I'm the child. You're the wife. Like, get it together. So she does that, and I'm like, so after the live, like a couple of days after, he called me. Ignore him. He just kept calling me. A couple of days go past, he keep calling me. And I wasn't trying to hear that. Like, that was over. Like, I was like, nah, because at this point, I feel like I'm a topic of discussion in your house. Because for her to look at you and start giggling because now you got caught. You wasn't even really caught because my nails and my hair got done anyway, as it always do. Because my mom always takes care of me, or I have a job to do it myself. So then I didn't answer his calls until like Thanksgiving. So from September to November, we did not speak. And usually he calls me, we sit on the phone for a while. Because honestly, as a kid, that's all I needed. He didn't even do that as a kid. So that's all I needed. So he was staying on the phone with me. But he would still feel as though he had the right to know stuff that I would tell my mom. And I was like, you don't have that right. Like, you were never really, like, you was in and out of my life. Like, you never really did anything. You don't have that same privilege as my mom. So he's like, that's his biggest problem. I don't know why he's in some type of competition, imaginary competition with my mom or whatever, but that's his problem. Um, I didn't speak to him until Thanksgiving, and we had a big argument then. Big argument. That's like when I really got everything off my chest because I had been feeling a type of way for a while. Like, so boom, right? I tell him, Okay, well, I feel some type of way that you've never been there. You've never made it to any graduation, my 8th grade or my high school graduation. I used to get bullied in middle school, well, 8th grade. You weren't there for that. Uh, I went through a lot that he just wasn't there for. So I'm like, so I tell him that, and he's like, well, I couldn't do this because I'm in Atlanta and I wasn't working, and you know my situation. It's always just an excuse with him on why he couldn't do it and how I knew that he couldn't do it. So it would always be like the blame would always be shifted towards me, like I'm the one to blame that you weren't able to do anything. At the end of the day, for my graduation, if you didn't have it, my grandfather, he would have gave it to him to get down here for my graduation, and that's a fact. So you didn't make it because your wife didn't want to bring you because she doesn't like me, and she knew that if she brought you, she still wasn't invited. It was just, it's just crazy. So from November, after that big falling out, like we hung up, and then like he calls himself, always trying to call around the holidays. So he called me close to Christmas. I answered the phone, and then like we kind of hashed it out. So we got back on the calls that he would make every once in a blue moon. And then when did we stop talking? He felt some type of way because I started working. Okay, Christmas passed, January passed. I started working in like the middle of February. So I was doing a night shift. So actually, I was doing night shift and day shifts. So my schedule was crazy, and I was always tired. So I wasn't really answering nobody. I wasn't communicating with nobody. But everybody understands that with me, I'm I like to be in my own zone every once in a while. Like, don't talk to me. I won't talk to you. Just leave me alone. When I call you, I call you. If you don't answer, I don't care. Like, is nothing. So he like, I think I worked his birthday. I worked his birthday is like the April 17th. I worked overnight the 16th. So when I came home that morning, I got my sister ready for school. I took her to school, and I was out for the rest of the day. So I guess he felt some type of way that I didn't call him on his birthday or whatever. And, then he called me. We hashed that out or whatever. I was like, oh, my bad. My bad. Like, you acting like I'm the father. Oh, well. Like, so we cool. And then May comes, and I see that he goes to my little cousin's graduation, his high school graduation. Okay, so he went to the graduation, and I automatically felt some type of way because you can make it to everybody else's big moments, but you can't make it to mine. And that's with everything. He's never made it to anything. So you made it to his big day, but you couldn't make it to mine. You couldn't make it up here to um see me off for prom. You couldn't make it up here for my graduations. You couldn't make it up here for nothing. So I'm just like, okay, that's cool. I see how you doing that. So I didn't speak to him because I felt some type of way. So he would call me. I would ignore the call. I didn't actually answer his call until the end of July because then I was like, all right, maybe I'm being petty. So with that, I told him I told him what I felt. I don't care. I was just like boop 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 boop, and again he tried to shift the blame on me. Tati, how many times we gotta go through this? I didn't have it. I wasn't where I needed to be, and da 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 da. I'm like, dang, like you ain't have it. You wasn't where you needed to be, but your wife always made sure that Y'all was at amusement parks every summer. Yet she made sure that you got to do whatever it was that her daughters needed to do. It was always like, okay, so I understand he's living in that house, y'all married, but your family is not his only family. My father has about, my siblings, it's probably 6 of us, and he has he hasn't made it up here for nothing that we have at all. So he basically shifted the blame on me again, and I'm like, okay. So end of July, it was either the end of July or the beginning of August because then I didn't speak to him again until my birthday. So every year, it don't matter what he don't call for, he always calls on my birthday at 12 o'clock midnight every year. So this year, it was just like he didn't call at midnight. Okay, he probably at work or he got home from work because he has crazy hours with this job that he has. So I was like, all right, it's all good. Woke up the next morning, nothing. But my stepdad called me. My stepdad called me. My stepdad made me a whole post on Facebook. All of that. Everybody did. Everybody made it their business to call me or write me a whole paragraph on Facebook, Instagram, all of that. But then you didn't even call until 2 o'clock that afternoon, and I was like, sheesh, the day almost over. And then when we did it, I think I don't know if I said it in my birthday vlog, but so I went through this name change to get my last name on my birth certificate changed from his last name to my mother's last name because I've gone by my mother's last name my whole life. Don't nobody know me by his last name. So we were in Trenton trying to get my birth certificate or whatever, and when he called me, so I answered him, and he was like, "Well, what you doing?" So I told him, I was like, "Yeah, we in Trenton trying to get my thing, but I got to do something else because of the name change." So he gets like, "Oh, so you're not gonna like carry on my name?" And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? I've never gone by your last name. It's on my birth certificate, but I've never gone by that. Why would I keep it on there when I need to get my ID, I need to get my license, I need to get a whole new birth certificate, a new social? Why would I do that? Like why would I just switch up my whole name in my adulthood? Like that don't make no sense. So he was like, "Oh." So then I'm like, "Yeah," because one, I was already upset because things didn't go my way, like with the whole birth certificate thing. Then two, like he had this whole attitude. So I'm like, yeah, and I'm talking to him. And he was like, well, it seemed like you don't want to talk, so just call me when you want to talk. Click. I'm like, sheesh. Not only did you wait half the day to call me on my birthday, but then you catch an attitude and hang up on me. I was like, wow, okay. So at the beginning of August, okay, so I was just like, dang. So, that made me a little upset, but I wasn't even upset at that. I was already upset in my mind because, again, things ain't going my way. Then you call me on my birthday with some nonsense. Like, then you had the nerve to hang up on me. So, like, I just got real upset. Like, when I get angry and I can't do anything about it, I start to cry. So, like, if y'all ever see me real mad and I start crying, don't think I'm no punk. I'm just angry. I'm angry. Most of the times when I cry is because I'm angry. So remember I told y'all that we were on the phone at the beginning of August. He told me at the beginning of August, he told me that he would be here. He would be coming to Jersey to visit at the end of August. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So, but after the whole incident on my birthday, I was like, dang, he probably don't want to see me anyway. I'm not kissing his behind. Like, I'm not doing that. So it comes around, and then the end of the thing comes around, and then my best friend was like, well, just come to New York. And I was like, okay, because her mom wanted to see me and my sister. So, like, we just stayed the weekend in New York. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Um, so he's there, and the day that I was actually leaving, like, I was on my way to New York, he's called, well, he didn't even call me. He had one of my cousins call me through Messenger. I'm like, why is she calling me? So then I'm like, oh, he's here. So he's probably at her house and he asked her to call me. But my thing is, you're a grown man. You're my father. And you couldn't call me. Like, you got my number. You got people that don't check up on me any other time calling my phone because you want to be childish. So then she texts me like, oh, your father's here and he wants to see you. So I left her on red. That's just how I was feeling. So I left her on red, went to New York, enjoyed my weekend. So then I get back and he's telling everybody, oh, I went to her house and I was ringing her doorbell and she was ducking me, and da 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 da. First of all, this, like, what? What do you mean I'm ducking you? So now, like, you going around to anybody that'll listen just talking about me. And then you sound dumb. Like, you sound mad dumb talking about your daughter. So he, like, she ducking me. So then, like, I think, like, it was my last day in New York. I posted a status on Facebook. It was like, PSA to any family members on my father's side. No. I didn't say father. I said sperm donor. That's what got them in an uproar. I said to PSA to any family members on my sperm donor side, y'all don't call me to check up on me or do nothing of that sort. Y'all don't text me to see how I'm doing or if I want to go to any family events or anything. So don't text me or call me when he's here and he want to see me. He has my number. So my dad reached out to me. They know who they are. So she ended up screenshotting that, sending it to him. So then he called me and he's like, well, he was like, I was like, hello? He was like, oh, so I'm a sperm donor now? You need to watch your mouth. Like, just start cursing at me, going in on me. And I'm like, boom, baby, listen. I don't know who you talking to, but it ain't me. Like, so I started going in on him. So then, like, his problem is, he, like, when he get mad, especially with me, he just starts, like, talking to me like I'm just some stranger on the street. He just be talking to me like I'm some random hood chick on the street. And my mother don't be here for that. So my mother grabbed the phone. She started cursing him out. They started arguing. Then she hung up on him. So then I put up another status. Everybody like, everybody in the uproar. So then him and my aunt got in an argument. So they going back and forth on Facebook. So then his pig of a wife, that fat chipmunk looking hoe, go and comment on the thing. It's crazy how one person started this big fight. And I'm like,
sweetie, who you talking to?
Tell you something, sweetheart. I don't know how y'all do shit where you from, but let me tell you something. Where I'm from, we don't do shit like that.
because I know you're not talking about me. I know you're not talking about me. So I commented under it like, sis, who you talking about? And my mother commented under it and she was like, don't get beat up, because you will, sis. Like, First of all, this is a family matter. You are not family, so you need to see your way out of this conversation. Bro, every time I even think about this, like, I get so mad because, one, why is she even comfortable trying to comfort me like that? Why is she even comfortable trying to comfort me like that? I'm your daughter at the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day, like, I hold more importance than she do, cause I'm your blood. So I know he saw what she said. So I'm like we going back. She didn't even answer. That's the crazy part. So like I'm going in on her under that thread. I'm just going in on her. So then I just got mad. Like my blood was boiling, and this is how I realized that this was like such a toxic relationship. Like he had like this day my oh my god, sorry y'all. I'm starting to get emotional. Like I'm getting really upset. Like I feel the anger that I did that day. So me, my mom, my sister, and my best friend, we decided to cook out in the backyard. So I'm outside. Like my neighbor, we have a neighbor that's downstairs from us, and I just went crazy. Like I saw red. Like my blood was boiling. So I called him and I was like, "You with your wife?" And he's like, no." I'm like, "Well, when you see her, tell her that whenever y'all come to Jersey, cause then he said he's gonna come to Jersey. He was like, cause I got vacation days. I'll come back to Jersey. We can handle this."
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So what do you mean by that? Cause you ain't putting your hands on me. You know, putting your hands on me. Like, so I was like, well, tell her when y'all come to Jersey City to check me that I'm whooping her behind. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I've never, ever, 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 ever cursed at him. Ever in my life. No matter how many times he say I disrespected him, I didn't disrespect you until I start cursing at you. And I don't do that. So that's how you knew I was angry and hurt, because I don't curse at him. So I'm not gonna like get into detail on what I said to him, like in this specific phone call, but just know that it was like it wasn't like me at all. And that's how, like, again, this is how I know that this was a very toxic relationship, and this is how I come to realize that toxic relationships aren't only with your spouses or your friends. They can be your family members too. Because I was so out of character to where so I was yelling outside, like yelling to the point where my neighbor was was looking out the window, like she like it was crazy. I've never ever 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 lost my marbles outside like that ever. So like even this okay, so like it's a hard pill to swallow when it's a parent. So thank God I have such a amazing support system with my mom, because anybody else would fold if they went through that. Knowing that their father, I'm gonna always keep using this because he ain't a father at all. So to know that your father would go around talking about you, he sits there and threatens you. He tries to put the blame on you for his wrongdoings. Like it's a sensitive topic to talk about. So the next portion of the video is basically going to be me and my mom, discussing some things and giving you guys advice on how to deal with toxic family members. Because I know there's a lot of people out here like this and who share the same story as me. And I would just like to give you guys some advice on it, because it's... Guys, I'm back. Like I told you guys, I'm back with my mom. Hey guys. Hey. We're gonna give you guys some advice and just talk about the whole toxic family situation.
Facts.
So, while we doing this, y'all, we're gonna be eating ice cream.
Looking for the ice cream.
Where the ice cream
Where's
is?
the ice cream at? I need some ice cream for this right here.
Okay, so I basically just told them the whole, like, a summary of the relationship between me and my sperm donor.
Okay.
And the situation that just happened. And how it just opened my eyes that, like, toxic relationships aren't just between spouses. It can be family as well.
Okay.
So, do you have any advice for, like, other people going through this?
Like, so is it like just like children with parents? Is that the type of, because you know I wasn't in here, so
I mean it could be both, because
well, if that's the case, then yeah, I guess I can like understand exactly where she's coming from, and I can go on. I can start from, you know, yes, I'm going to be very nasty. It's my table.
You're not gonna make mine?
No, you make your own. So I can, I guess, just speak from my own experiences, right? But since you touched on, like, was it like toxic, the toxic situation just with you and your dad, or was it broader than just you and dad?
I just talked about me and dad, but you know, all different types of people are gonna watch this,
Right.
so we can touch upon like
Different.
different.
Okay, so I'm not even gonna touch me and my parents' toxic relationship. So, but what I will touch
That can be
is
saved for a later video on her
that
channel.
on my channel, right? What I guess I could speak in reference to, like, just to go in a different direction from just like parent and child toxicity. Is that right? Right?
Yes.
Right? I do have similar situations, right? Even me being older or whatever, I still go through like that toxic like avenue with people, and I'm just learning, which is probably teaching my child to let go of kind of like toxic-ish and keep it pushing, because in the end it only hurts you, right? When you try to hold on, sometimes you gotta let the toxic just be toxic by themselves. And in no way am I saying to her, don't ever speak to your dad. You know, in fact, I don't give her that kind of advice at all.
Like, yeah, like I told them, like, you never bashed him to me or anything. Like,
Right.
It's never been that type of party.
Right. So, but what I can show her, which I have, you know, through different situations, is like, sometimes you just need that breathing room, right? So, a very recent situation where as though me and my sister bumped heads. It was like, I'm the little sister, she's the bigger sister, but I've always been there for her. I've always, you know, did what I was supposed to do for her in my head because she's my sister, right? And then I realized that at this point in time, our situation is very toxic, right? So it is better for me to remove myself and give us that space. I don't know if I will ever speak to my sister again, but I do know that I need space. I need room. I need time to clear my brain. Maybe she needs that time too, you know? But I've been carrying... Okay, so, yeah, the camera died, well, the phone died, and now we're using the camera, right? We should have been using the camera all along.
Yeah.
But the pecan's good, y'all. But I left off with speaking in terms of me and my sister's relationship, and how I realized that it was toxic even like years ago, but I held on because my sister is like my heart, right? She was a part of my heart, and to know me, if you know my backstory, or if you don't know you want to learn my backstory, keep watching from my page, but for my channel, right? Because I'll let you in on more of me, right? But to know me, you would know that there is a backstory. There is, you know, trials, tribulations, dramas, you know, hurt, you know, good times, but I still kept pushing through all of the signs of toxic, and because she's my sister, right? But then I came to a point, which wasn't even too long ago, right? Around the same time that you were going through stuff with Dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the same time, I'm like, okay, enough is enough, and again, I have to give myself that space and time. So that's where we're at, right? It doesn't mean that I don't miss my sister. It doesn't mean that I don't love my sister. Because I do. I do with all of my heart. I do. But I also know that I have to take care of me, right? Because if I don't take care of me, no one else is going to take care of me. So I just feel like
You gotta love her from a distance.
Right. Absolutely. So yeah, that's where we are. How did you wrap your toxicity? Like, what were you telling them?
Like, I was just down and actually thinking about the situation and all the previous situations before. Like, he would always kind of put the blame on me for a lot of the stuff. And then, like, it would just turn into weird, crazy arguments. And that's how I knew it was, like, a toxic relationship.
Right.
To, like, where I think it's a point of no return. Like,
right. So what advice are you giving to people in situations like this?
So, because mine is really, like, well, family related, it's just, like, maybe, again, like, love them from a distance and just push away, like, because...
Take that time out for yourself.
Yeah.
Depending on who it is, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because relationships, dump that, you know.
That's an easy one.
That's an easy one. That's an easy off, right? Friendships, it's an easy off depending on the type of friendship, right? Because
and the amount of years put in to the friendship.
Absolutely. Because I had this one friend, she was like my sister. Like, she knew my life, you know? And in fact, I didn't even... Okay, I was told long ago that it was toxic, right? I was given, like, pointers and advice and what someone said, and I was like, nah, nope, that's my sister, right? But later on, she proved to me that she was toxic. She proved to me that she was jealous. She proved to me all of the things that someone told me she was, right? Which was still hard for me because I have limited family, right? And she was like my family. So we had a fallout about, totally honest. We're going to be totally honest and transparent here. We had a fallout over a cell phone bill. I had lost my job. Okay, so let me rewind, right? I lost my job due to me being in a toxic relationship. It was domestic violence. It was where as though he was like following me, stalking me. It was affecting my work or me getting to work. So I lost my job. And yes, of course, I owed a phone bill. But when you just lose your job and unemployment is not coming through immediately, like, are you really expecting me to pull this money out of my ass? Like, you know what I mean? And it's just what it is. Like, I don't have it, like, right at this moment because I'm still trying to deal with everything that's going on with me. Not just, you know, the stalking, the domestic violence, then me losing my job. I have 2 kids to take care of, you know. it was just so much at one time, and now this bill is here, and I have to take care of this bill. Never mind, I still have to take care of rent and everything else that without a check coming in, right? So I'm begging and I'm pleading, like, listen, I'm gonna get it to you. Just give me, some time. At the time, my sister, my best friend, she was working. Like, I'm expecting you to kick up when I can't kick up, because that's the friend sister that I am. If you can't kick up, I'm kicking up for you. You know what I mean? But you can't always expect what you give from people, right? So with that, even to this day, we haven't spoken in maybe 8-9 years, like 9 years now. But even to this day, it still kind of hurt me, because that was like my sister. To me, she was like my sister, but I'm realizing I was not to her what she was to me, right? So, and you can spend a lifetime figuring that out. You can spend a lifetime before you learn that. Like, because before our fallout, we knew each other for like 10-15 years. So I knew that it was time to let go once she started spilling beans to my abuser. You know what I mean? Like, once you start doing that and you're putting me and my children at risk, that was my out for that. You know what I mean? But it is really, really hard to let go of a good, what you thought was a good friendship and a bond as well.
Right.
And I just don't think that a phone bill should have ruined that. Especially during a hard time. I can see if I was just ducking paying a phone bill, but that wasn't the case at all. Like, right. I'm not that kind of person. So, yeah. But you always say that I don't see the signs. You always be like, Mom.
With some people, you don't see the signs.
There's been a couple of friendships that she's been like, they ain't your friend. And I'd be like, come on, Todd. They're just going through a hard time right now. You know?
And I'll be like, well,
because I'm that friend that's going to be like, no, you're in trouble, I'm going to be there for you. What do you need? You know?
And I'm like, Mom, I don't like them. And it's the same way.
Or Mom, they're trying to use you.
Because my mom is my best friend. So if I see that, if I feel as though you're trying to use her, like, I don't like you.
Facts.
You're going to feel that I don't like you.
And I'm going to know that she don't like you, because she straight come with the tears like, I really don't like this person. They're not listening to me.
Yes, I'm a very emotional person when it comes to my mom.
Very.
Period. Anything else? What are you doing?
No.
You have your whole bowl right there.
Oh.
What would you do then?
I want some yours. I thought it tastes different.
It's the same ice cream.
Get your ass.
Yeah, a little good.
Oh.
So we done?
I think we're done. But how are you going to wrap out of this? Do you think you left them with enough advice?
Yeah, because it all depends on the situation of it all. See, like, me and my dad, like, we're in totally 2 different states.
Yeah.
So it's not like I have to see him every day or I have to speak to him every day, because I don't.
Yeah.
If he calls my phone, I just don't answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all... Wait. Use a hoe. Use a hoe. Use a sign. Come on, you were supposed to join in. Now it's too late. You were supposed to join in.
It's never too late.
Okay. Use a hoe. No, not yet.
Go ahead.
Sideline hoe.
Okay. Gotta do it again.
Okay. Use a hoe. Use a hoe. Use sideline hoe.
Well, what? You ain't even supposed to be singing with me. I thought that was my part.
No, we sing it together.
Why?
Because sideline hoe is It's multiple. It's multiple.
Oh.
Mommy, stop acting like you don't listen to the song, man.
I ain't heard it in a long time.
Somebody was playing it one day. I think I was going to get Juju, and I was like, "You're the side my hoe." And this old lady was like,
Say what? What did you say?
"Well, she out here calling."
Jesus, fix it. That's really how it be.
These kids.
Fix it, Jesus. Oh wow, she got a little Harry over at her house. I'm just saying.
Okay, never mind. I was about to say grandma with the side loud. My bad.
What?
No, not my grandma.
Oh, no, I was about to say. How dare you?
Look, my mama is not no hoe.
Is not the sideline hoe. Okay. She better get that right. So my mom go crazy on her ass.
You guys are like, wait, no, not my grandma. Okay. So, if you guys would like more videos like this,
Comment below, right? Or if you have specific questions, comment below.
If you would like to see my mom in a lot more of my videos and actually see her face,
Comment below.
comment below. Wait, come on. Aren't we twins, guys?
No.
Come on.
No, we're not twins. She
Every-
just looks a lot like my toes.
Your toes.
My toe, my pinky toe.
The pinky one?
Pinky toe.
Oh, so I don't think I've ever said this in a video, but my mom has always said that I'm adopted.
She is.
She told me that they left me on her porch.
Yep. That's what happened. You think I touched her father?
On purpose? No. What do you take me for?
What is this, a setup?
Oh my god! And guys, yo, if I actually ever went into, like, cause I skimmed through it, but if I ever went into detail about everything he's ever said to me. Okay, wait, let's touch upon this really quick.
No, I think it was about another video.
Okay, this is another video. Okay, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And
Definitely comment, because I want to know what you guys think about this too.
yes,
We have opinions, but you have opinions too.
right,
Share them.
share them.
Alright?
And make sure you hit that notification bell too.
Oh, wait. Did you actually let them know that I'm like momager? Yes.
Oh yes,
Do.
this is my momager. So she's like Kris Jenner, but I'm not Kim. I said I was Kylie, but Kylie has a baby, and so I'm
think you should be
Kendall.
Kylie anyway. I think you should be Chloe.
Why do I want to be Chloe?
Chloe is the bomb. What are you talking about?
Kendall is the unproblematic one.
When was Chloe problematic? Her man was, not her.
Listen,
Don't do Chloe like that, please.
I like Chloe.
Don't do Chloe like that. Chloe,
That's a whole nother video.
you're
though,
my girl,
because
okay?
They kid hit the
People
nanny.
always coming after Chloe. Like, I don't appreciate
They
that.
kid
I
hit the
really like
nanny.
Chloe.
And Chris's new boyfriend was like, well, if she did that to me, I would whoop her. And Scott was like, did you just say you're gonna whoop my kids?
Again, we have like multiple businesses, so I don't really have that kind of time. Like, I'm a diva. I'm a diva.
I'm a diva.
No, I'm really like a female king.
Period.
And that's not even like exaggerating. It is what it is.
The beat just came into my
Like
head.
it or don't like it.
And I was about to start twerking, but you know,
Oh,
this is not the channel.
no.
For that.
Okay.
Oh, not the channel for
Yeah,
that.
not the channel. Yeah. Alright, so I gotta go. You gotta go?
I gotta go.
We gotta go.
Peace.
Peace.